What is going on, everyone? Thanks for entering the Lobby of Hobbies. So as you can see, the holiday season is among us. If you couldn't tell by the tree, hopefully you can tell by my shirt. But many of us will be gathering amongst our family and friends. Of course, with COVID, those groups might be smaller than they normally are. So as we play it safe, I still wanted to share with you some of the games that I'm going to be introducing to my close family this holiday season. Now, many of these games are quick, fast games, very easy to learn. These are the types of games that you can clearly introduce to gamers and non-gamers alike, that they can enjoy, that they can, not only enjoy the game, but also enjoy the interaction amongst the family and friends that they are around. So, if you're ready for this list, let's get into it. All right, now for the games on my list, I wanted to select games that were not only quick to teach and easy to learn, but games that were interactive enough that as all the laughing and all the, joking around was going on at the table, people who were standing around watching or listening in would be intrigued enough to want to probably join in on a game themselves. Now, this list is in no specific order, so let's jump right into it with my first game. This one is from Ravensburger Games, and this is called Push. Push is a set collection, push your luck card game where players are going to be trying to score points by collecting numerical valued cards and placing them in front of them. Now, to do this, players on their turn are going to be drawing a card from a deck, and when they draw a card, they're going to be placing it out into the center of the table, creating one of three columns. Now, when they place a card into a column, the only caveat is that column cannot have a card already with the same number or of the same color. Now, players are going to continuously draw cards, pushing their luck to, make longer, more valuable columns for themselves. And at any time, they can stop and collect one of those three columns that they've created. They will place those cards in front of them, and at the very end of the game, they're going to score points based on the numerical values of all the cards they've collected. The caveat is that if they bust or they draw a card that cannot be placed, they're going to have to roll a die. Now, when they roll a die, this means they're not going to be able to collect any cards from those columns they've created. Other players will be able to, draw from those cards, but also they will have to get rid of any cards that they've collected of the matching color that die had rolled. So if you rolled yellow and you have a bunch of yellow cards of, high point values in front of you, sorry, tough luck, you lose all those cards. But players on their turn, if they choose to not push their luck by drawing cards, they can also bank cards in front of them instead. And when they do this, they're going to select a color of cards in front of them, let's say yellow, and they would flip all those yellow cards face down. Now those cards are safe from, any die rolls that are going to come later on in the game. So that is Push from Ravensburger Games. All right, now the second game on my list is from Game Right Games. This is Super Mega Lucky Box. This is pretty much Gamers Bingo. Now, this is a flip and right style game from designer Phil Walker Harding, where players are going to be crossing off numbers on the cards that they have in front of them, trying to complete these cards and score points. Now, how a turn works is players will simultaneously take their turn. When a card is flipped over in the center of the table, they're going to look at that number and cross off that number on one of the cards that they have. Now, as players complete rows and columns, they will gain bonuses, some of those bonuses being other numbers that they can use to cross off somewhere else. They might collect moons, and at the very end of the game, whoever has the most moons is going to get positive points. Whoever has the least moons will get negative points. And then they will also be able to gain lightning bolts. Lightning bolts will allow them to change the value on the card that is flipped over in the center of the table. This game is played over the course of a set number of rounds, and it's pretty much trying to complete as many cards that you can possibly can to score points. And this one is one that's just fun. This is one that if you know someone in your family who loves bingo, they will pick up on this game really quick. And this one always gets a lot of laughs when people are calling out for a number that they need, and that number doesn't get drawn, or that number does get drawn at the right time to create the combos to gain other numbers and bonuses that they need to use on other cards. So check out Super Mega Lucky Box. All right, now the third game on my list is from Dolphin Hat Games. And these guys make a game called Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, which I've mentioned on the channel before. And that's a fun party game, but this one is the spiritual successor. This is called Steal the Bacon. Now, this plays similarly to Taco Cat, but players are trying to race to gain a set number of bacon cards, 10 to be exact. Whoever can collect 10 bacon cards is declared the winner. Now, players are going to be receiving a set number of cards face down in front of them, and on a player's turn, they're going to be flipping a card without looking at it face up in front of them. Now, as players flip over cards one after another, if at any time one player's card matches another player's card, they're going to race to try and steal the bacon card that's in the center of the table. Now, whoever gets that card gets to keep it in front of them, and play will continue and continue until one player has gained 10 bacon cards. This one is fun. If you enjoy Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, this is definitely one you need to check out. It gets a lot of laughs, again, just like Taco Cat. So check out Steal the Bacon from Dolphin Hat Games. All right, so the next game on my list is one that I was introduced to at PAX Unplugged, immediately fell in love, and had to order a copy for myself. Now, this one is out of print, so I did have to go on eBay to get a copy. This is from Stronghold Games and designer Friedman Freeze, and it's called Fuji Flush. Now, this is essentially a card-shedding game where players are trying to get rid of their hand of cards before everyone else at the table can. Now, the deck of cards is numbered all the way up to 20, but the number of each type of card is different. So I believe there's like 16 number 2s, and there's only one of each card numbers 16 through 20. And on your turn, you're going to be placing a card from your hand face up in front of you, and the players following you are trying to beat that card that you've played. And if they play a higher card, you discard your card to the center of the table and draw a new card and wait for your turn. But if they play a lower card, and nobody else can play a higher card than what you've played, you're going to take that card when it comes back to your turn, discard it to the center of the table, and you don't draw back up. So essentially, you're shedding your cards. But what makes this game so fun is that there is this chaining or comboing of players being able to add up their cards if they play the same number card. So let's say I play a number 10, and the next person after me plays a number 2. They get to keep their card out because it's not higher than mine. But if someone else plays a 2, now they too collectively have come to make a 4. And it's going to continuously go around until somebody can either beat the 10 or jump on the 2 train and collectively come to a total greater than 10. If they do, when it comes back around to that first 2 that was played, all of those players get to discard their cards to the center of the table, not drawing a card. So there's some just fun elements to this game where you're trying to strategically play your cards, strategically decide when you're going to jump on that 2 train, and making sure that you don't jump on that train with someone who potentially could win the game if they get to discard their cards. So this one brought a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, a lot of yelling, 2 train, 2 train. But this one is fun. Check out Fuji Flush if you can get a hold of this one. All right, now the last game on my list is one that I was introduced to at Origins, again played it at PAX. This is a party game that, can play a lot of players, and we've had a blast every time we've played it. It's not even out yet. This is one you need to keep your eye out for when it releases sometime next year. Coming from 25th Century Games, this is Green Team Wins. Now, this one is a game where you are trying to be in the majority to score points. So each round, there is going to be a card that is drawn and is going to be read aloud to the entire group. Now, everybody starts off on the orange team. In the first round, everybody will write their answer to that question on their dry erase board, place it down, and when everybody's ready, they'll flip it over. Now, you're trying to match your answer with everybody at the table. Now, the answer that is in the majority, all those players will flip their card from the orange side to the green side, and they're going to score 1 point. Now, every round after that, when a card is read out and answers are being written, if you again are in the majority and you are on the green team, you will score 2 points. Now, if you are not in the majority, you will flip your card from the green side back over to the orange side, not scoring points. So the caveat is, if you flip over into the green, you're going to score a point if you're in the majority. But if you are already in the green and you're in the majority, you're going to score 2 points. This game is played over the course of 15 rounds, and you're pretty much just trying to score points. While you're trying to be in the majority, this is a game where everybody is for themselves. So you want to be in the majority to score some points, but man, this one has had some awesome laughs at the table. The meta game that kind of goes along with, it's not about what you think is the right answer. It's about what you think everybody else is going to put at the table. And man, I've had so many laughs with this game where everyone who has played it has, thought this game was a huge success, and everybody is waiting for this one to come out. So check out this one when it does come out sometime next year. Green Team wins from 25th Century Games. So there you have it. That is my list of games that I'm going to be introducing to my family for the first time this holiday season. But I want to hear from you guys. What games are you going to be introducing to your family? Or maybe you're sticking to the games that you already know and love. We have some of those like Just One and Monstrosity amongst some others. But I want to hear again down in those comments below. But thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time on the channel and you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way you can be notified anytime I drop new content. But again, thank you for being with me in this list. Whatever you do this holiday season, enjoy your time with your family and friends. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.